What is up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks so much for being here, for being subscribed. If you're not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, hit that like button. It's like walking into the room and hitting that light switch. We just want to go ahead and brighten up the place. Let's get into this conversation / politics and BS. Well, as we all know, former President 45 has been indicted and has been arrested, but he has been released on bond, got a mugshot and all to boot, in Fulton County in the state of Georgia. So pretty much all of the cast of characters that were indicted have turned themselves in, which they were due to turn themselves in deadline, ironically, by my birthday, Friday, August the 25th. So everyone did do their part to turn themselves in. And as I expected, I should say, that mugshot that I just really couldn't believe he couldn't wait, I should say, to take, because he was going to slap it on some products real quick so that they could sell it. That's exactly what he did. So the story is that he turned himself in on Thursday evening, and then the team uploaded a series of products that featured a mug, and the Trump store now sells shirts with the mugshot for $34, as well as coffee mugs for $25, a beverage cooler, which is a set of two, a steal, for $15. And at around the same time, he sent off a message to his supporters, I will just say asking, but some say begging for money. On a personal note, he told his base, today at the notoriously violent jail in Fulton County, I'm just laughing at the words, because it's like, did you care while you were president about the notoriously violent jails? Because, regular people go there all the time, and it's no picnic for them either. And so are you going to do anything to clean up the criminal justice system if you make it back in office? We'll see. I doubt it, because nobody really does. But anyway, you just try to do your part not to be a part of it, right? So he said that today at the notoriously violent jail in Fulton County, Georgia, I was arrested despite having committed no crime. The American people know what's going on. What has taken place is a travesty of justice and election interference. The left wants to intimidate you out of voting for a political outsider who puts the American people first. But today I walked into the lion's den with one simple message on behalf of our entire movement. All caps, I will never surrender our mission to save America. He added, if you are doing poorly due to the sinister people in control of our country right now, don't even think about donating. But if you can, please make a contribution to evict crooked Joe Biden from the White House and save America during this dark chapter in our nation's history. And it's been dark here for a long time, so whatever. Anyway, Trump's friend, an attorney, Alan Dershowitz, predicted before he started selling his items that he will put his mugshot on a t-shirt, and it'll be the best-selling t-shirt in the history of t-shirts. And he will use it as a campaign poster. So he's going to try to take advantage of every moment of what's going on there. Listen, the man is a freaking marketing genius, right? My personal opinion about just the entire presidency run from the very beginning, I'm not even talking about 2016, but from the very beginning, it wasn't to become president. It was to market and promote, because that's what he does. So all of the stuff that's going on right now, it didn't take a rocket scientist or a psychic or anyone to read tarot cards or anything like that to predict that that was what he was going to do, because that's what he does, as well as get to the money. So the comment that he made to play on the emotions of people that really don't have it like that, for him to say, look, if you're struggling right now, don't even think about donating. Wink, wink. Yeah, but the purchasing of the products, which they're going to do, that is a donation in all actuality. So no, they may not be donating per se to his campaign or even to his legal expenses, but purchasing the products is definitely a part of that. And you already know that people are going to do that. And hey, it's a free society, free marketing. Not free marketing. Marketing is definitely not free. But I'm saying you can market and promote, and people are free to purchase what they choose to. And you can sell your stuff for pretty much whatever you want to sell it for, whether it's worth it or not. People have the choice to buy or not. And I already knew that he was going to do that. So again, none of this surprises me. But what I will say is a little bit surprising is out of all of the what they are calling co-conspirators for the former president, only one of them is being held in jail. So Harrison Floyd, he was denied bond on Friday, and the judge said he was a potential flight risk. So the story comes from NBC News, and it says only one of former President Donald Trump's 18 co-defendants in the Georgia election interference case has been jailed as a result of the charges. On Friday, defendant Harrison Floyd was informed during his initial court appearance that he'd be spending more time at the Fulton County Jail since he was considered a potential flight risk. Floyd bristled at the suggestion that he might not return for future proceedings in the case. He said, "There's no way that I'm a flight risk, ma'am. I showed up before the president was here." Floyd, who's charged with racketeering, conspiracy, and influencing a witness, turned himself in Thursday afternoon ahead of Trump's 20-minute appearance at the jail that evening. Look at that. Trump spent 20 minutes there, and this, you know what? He's still there. I was about to call him something, but anyway. Prosecutors allege that Floyd, the former leader of a Black Voices for Trump and the only Black man among the defendants, was part of a scheme to pressure election worker Ruby Freeman into making false statements. Freeman had been falsely accused by Trump and his allies of election fraud. Unlike the other defendants in the case, Floyd did not have a lawyer reach a bond agreement with prosecutors before surrendering. During Friday's hearing, Richardson asked Floyd if he had an attorney, and he said he did not. He said the ones he'd spoken to cost between $40K and $100K. And he said, "I can't put my family in that kind of debt." He added that he'd requested a public defender and was denied one. The judge told him he did not qualify for one. So apparently he's got the money. He just does not want to utilize what he has to pay for. And it's like, well, I guess you don't really value your freedom. Okay. Richardson added that the judge who will be presiding over the election interference case, Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee, will go through the process if you choose to represent yourself and to not retain a lawyer. He will go through that process and those questions with you. Richardson said one of the reasons she was denying him bond on Friday was a pending case for allegedly assaulting a federal officer earlier this year. According to an affidavit in that case, Floyd attacked a pair of FBI special agents who served him with a federal grand jury subpoena at his Maryland home for special counsel Jack Smith's election probe. The affidavit says Floyd body slammed one of the agents as they were leaving and repeatedly bumped him while yelling expletives at him. He was charged with assaulting a federal officer. I just see the Fred Sanford meme, "You big dummy." It's like, what made you think that you could do something like that and get away? It's crazy. Because they were trying to serve you a subpoena, you like physically attacked FBI special agents. Like, you really allowed this talk that 45 has been doing to get into your spirit to make you think that you could do stuff like that and get away with it. Have you looked in the mirror? Anyway, the judge said, "I do find that based on the open charge against you, there are grounds for bond to be denied at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and find that you are at risk to commit additional felonies and a potential risk to flee the jurisdiction." She also told Floyd that the issue is ultimately not going to be decided by me. It's going to be decided by the judge who was assigned to handle your case. So a date for his next court appearance hasn't been held yet, so he is still being held. So, this doesn't surprise me at all. It's like sometimes people who surround themselves by others, they may forget who they really are. And you can say whatever you want to say with regards to my comments, but you know exactly what I mean when I say that. And you can make all the comments and make all of the arguments or complaints in the world about, well, this system is unfair and they treat people differently based on what you look like and what your ethnicity is, what your race is, or whatever. Well, I ain't saying it's okay, but if you know it to be the truth, then why would you even chance it? You know what I'm saying? So, and if you haven't seen the history, he's not paying his attorneys now. He hasn't paid the past ones. He looks out for himself. So did you think that he was going to stand up for you in this situation? The man came in, he spent 20 minutes there, took his mugshot, got it slapped on a bunch of products. He's probably selling them like hotcakes, making money hand over fist while you're sitting up in jail, away from your family, all for an election. Was it worth it? I just want to know. But anyway, guys, I just really find it ironic, but not surprising, that this guy's being held while all of the other ones have been released. There was only one other African American, and that chick, she used to be Kanye West's manager of some sort. She worked with him in some way, shape, or form previously. I believe she may have worked on his former presidential campaign, which was a freaking hot mess. And she was intimidating witnesses, and not witnesses, I should say. She was intimidating poll workers who wound up becoming witnesses at the January 6th insurrection hearings that were had in Congress. And these women had death threats hurled against them and intimidated people were coming to their homes. And all they were trying to do was just work at the polls, which does not pay much of anything. And you're taking your time to do that. That's crazy. And so I really hope that this family, it was a grandmother, I believe. She's probably a grandmother, but I believe it was a mother and a daughter. But the mother's, older woman, so she's probably a grandmother. It's like, I really hope that they get something substantially financial out of this situation, because I do believe that they have sued Rudy Giuliani and he actually admitted to a lot of things. So I hope they get what is due to them financially. You can't get back what you have expended in terms of your time, especially when you have been put in fear for your life because you've had people coming against you, because all you're trying to do is just do your job, and you were not here to work for Biden or anyone else. You're just working at the polls so that people could come in and vote legally. Like, it's crazy. And now this dude is sitting up in jail in Fulton County and refuses to dip into their savings or put their house up or whatever, it may take to defend himself, because he says he doesn't want to put his family in that type of debt. And who knows, maybe the stuff is in his wife's name and she's like, you know what, screw you. And the horse you rode in on, I don't care. I don't know. Don't know anything about him. Don't know anything about his family dynamic. But at any rate, that's where it stands right now. So guys, let me know your thoughts about it in the comments section. Thank you so much for being here. All of the cast of characters, it looks like, all of the former president and all of the co-conspirators, which is what they have been labeled, have turned themselves in, and all of them have been bonded except for the black guy who had the group Black Voices for Trump. He's still being held. We don't know how much longer that'll last, but he's in there for now, so better get a closer personal relationship with the Lord God Almighty and see if he can move some mountains for you, because Trump sure ain't. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.